one half of the dynamic duo pew, 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 is doing on a Friday night. I am going through bulk. I am getting ready for Mini Mini because he is going to start junior high. So we went clothes shopping. So I am going to do my dadly duty and get everything ready for him as far as ironing and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited. I figure I'd bang it out and talk to you guys while I do it. Because you know what? What else would I do on a Friday night? You know, I'm off of work right now due to work injury, and you know, you sometimes got to get things done. So that's what I'm gonna do. I figured you guys can hang out with me for a little bit, see where we go, and see where the night takes us. And then also, depending on if we get a lot of interaction, I may end up just going live, continuing live, and do some sorting and master setting, and just kind of get things going. You know what I mean? Last couple of weeks, I mean, I may have to end up sitting down because, like I said, I broke my foot, which has then led to a agitation of a knee and now my sciatica. So it's just like a walking conundrum of pain in the butts. And it's Friday night, uh, living that single dad life, loving it because, you know, my son is everything. So is my daughter. She's at work right now. Can't complain, man. God is good. Now, what you're hearing is one of the last gifts my ex-wife ever gave me, and it is a dry cleaning press. And I actually love it because Send It Heroes, first ETB that Mini Mini was able to open thanks to some friends of ours for his graduation. I'm actually looking for, this is actually our PSA box. We're going to go ahead and do that soon. I'm going to send these all to get graded for our Oh, oops. That sucks. Oh, man, I'm telling you, my back is killing me. And then also, I have these side quests that I've been doing, and I'm gonna start working on those with you guys. I'm kind of thinking of a couple of different things I want to do. Is hey, what's up, Loki? What I want to kind of do is I want to start taking you guys on adventures with me as far as I building my master sets and things like that. So this is PSA boxes. So what that is these are all ones that we have gotten together. Hold on, I'm waiting for my press to get fully set. That we've either pulled or chased, and we're going to send them off for PSA grading for our personal collection. Mini Mini's either pulled all of these. Actually, I think he's pulled every single one of these. This is what he traded for at Card Party West. Mini Mini's pulled all of these over the last 2 years, so that's going in our PSA box. Oh man, my sciatica is bothering me. That's what happens when you get old, guys. Hold on, let me set my light up a little bit better. That's a little too high. Hold on, guys. Sorry. And you're probably thinking, well, what are you doing on Friday night? I'm actually, Mini Mini starts junior high school, and I am getting his clothes ready because I want him to have fresh iron clothes. So that's what's going on tonight. And then I also have a bunch of other stuff that I'm looking through. Uh, so I don't know if you guys can see this. So this is all our master sets and side quests, and these are all personal collectibles. But on the floor, I got some other boxes that we've been putting together, and we were blessed enough to go to Card Party West in Seattle, and I was able to get a ton of cards. And I have a video that I'll be dropping where I was only allowed to spend $44 a day to help my master sets. Hey Trey, what's going on? Empty box, good for bulk. Um, and I couldn't buy or spend more than $44 a day for my quest. Oh, here we go. So here are all these cards are for master sets that, and believe it or not, I didn't spend more, hey Maddie, than $44 a day because that's all I had. And you're probably saying, well, why do you only have $44 a day? Well, I want you guys to meet Hank. Henry's little brother. And as you can tell, every time I get change, I put it in here. And now the running thing is every time I go to card party, my personal budget for the day for any quest that I'm doing can only come for whatever I save from Hank from one card party to the next. So I have a lot of stuff to get caught up on. You know, since card party, we moved from our casita to our four-bedroom house for me, Mini, Pokey Princess, and our roommate. And I've decorated the office. You guys have been following that, and what's crazy about it is the office is slowly coming together. Let me make sure I don't burn his pants. You know, I want to be a good dad and make sure Mini's all his clothes are all set up for the first week of school. You know, what's funny is being a parent, you don't realize how much your parents would go through to help you get ready for school. You just kind of wake up one day and voila, all your clothes are there. And you know, for me, Mini has been a guiding light the last couple of years. And while I was going through this divorce, as nasty as it got, I always knew that I had a little man watching me and I had to be the best example, even when I wanted to lash out. And his sister, my oldest daughter, Pokey Princess, she, in the process, you know, I found out there's a lot of stuff going on that I wasn't aware of, and I've been able to rebuild my relationship with her. So it's Friday night, which is usually when nights off. I've been off of work for the last couple of months because I broke my foot. It's not healing properly. Thank God, knock on wood. I don't need surgery as of yet, but we are trying everything but surgery. And in the process, I've moved us twice. For those who know, I was at the casita, and now we are at. Hold on one second, guys. We are at our house, the sanctuary, and I'm finally getting things going. Let me ask you guys a question for my people that are following. Do you guys want to see what the room looks like? You guys will probably be the first to see the room in almost finished condition. Let me get a thumbs up, or you know, so let's see the comments. Let's see. I got four people watching. Hello, four people. If you guys are interested in seeing what the room looks like, other than just the wall that you're seeing, I can take you guys on a little tour. What do you guys think? You guys want to see the dynamic duo, Dan? While we're waiting to see what the response. Where's everybody from? We're based out of SoCal. Uh, we do a lot of our pokey hunting down in San Diego. That's where a lot of our family's at. Mad shout out to Lee's Collectibles, Slim Rips and Hits. Of course, the home away from home, Supreme. And so I want to get ready for school, and then I was also taking care of the office. Hey, what's up, Roy? Uh, and if you stay through, I will be giving away. We had gotten this at Card Party. I'll give a hat away. We'll figure out the giveaway in the comments in a little bit. But what I was going through today is as I was editing videos and just thinking about life, I was thinking about, and I did a video about the day the hobby died. Mini didn't want to get up and do any drops. And when I asked him when he got up in the morning, I said, hey, do you want to go see if we can find some packs for pitch black? And he's like, nah, Dad, why? Why bother? You know, it's a sad state of affairs if you think about it, is that an 11-year-old who was the reason I got into the hobby has gotten so disheartened with the state of the hobby because of scalpers and everything else. And the irony was, we were out running around today, and we were able to pick up a few packs. And something that took me back to my conversation with Pokeball, and I actually dropped a long form video earlier this evening where I interviewed him. And for those who don't know, Pokeball is a pretty big YouTuber, and I call him the voice of the people because he had an incident last year where there was a guy in the hobby who was going around and scamming people with chargebacks, and Pokeball took it to a point. Uh, I like the necklace with your face on the back. You know what's funny is we got those made for soccer season this last year for our end of the season, and I got mini minis made for him, and then I got mine. And then when he graduated, I wore it to his graduation events, and all his friends were like, "Oh my God, that's so cool!" And it's funny that you notice that this particular case, all the collectibles in this case, other than the binders, which are master sets and side quests, these are all mementos with special moments in my life. Like this is my nanny, may she rest in peace, her rosary. My best friend gave me my first Funko. Eat pizza crust first. Oh, I don't these questions in the back. The rock I found at Knoxberry Farm that someone had left. My buddy made the dynamic duo for us, and that part of the office is for my forever memories. So those things I'll never get rid of. I also have cards that I've collected over the last 2 years that I'll never get rid of, no matter how much money they're worth. And I to circle back after having the interaction I had with Mini Mini today, and it made me really sad to think about how the hobby has gotten to the point where the common collector can't afford it. And unless, like, I was talking to a friend of mine, Pokey Grandma, who was at Best Buy at 5 in the morning, and she said the guy that was first in line was there the night before and had waited all night. And thankfully, Pokemon had it feels like they did something right because everywhere we went, even though we were late, uh, we were able to get a couple of packs, and we ripped them off camera. And that's what Pokeball had talked about. Like, the one thing that he's learned over the years is that, him and his kids, they very rarely, if I don't think I've ever seen a video of his kids ripping on camera anymore, but he does everything off camera with them, so it's personal. And when I asked Mini Mini about, wanting to go out and hunt today, and the fact that he was so disheartened when we did get a couple of packs, and he's like, "Yeah, Dad, I'm cool. We can just go home." Hey, I also have the hamster FIFA squishy, right? That came from Mini Mini and his adventures. We got the FIFA cups. Uh, what's sad is uh, I broke my foot, and now it's agitating my knee and my hip and my sciatica, and I'm resorted to sitting down because I got to get these clothes done. And it started making me think about the last couple of years, and I was going through my videos that I have of content that we've recorded, and I uh, I started thinking like, why am I doing this? It feels like sometimes I'm chasing my own tail and I can't find product, and I feel like I'm letting my son down, because he wants to rip, and and he's a businessman before he's a collector. He likes collecting the memories, but he definitely is a businessman. He's always looking at card value trades and stuff like that, and I understand, I'm proud of him for that, but at the same time, it makes me sad because, like, I want to collect the memories, and you kind of get in this place. Yeah, I hope your leg feels better. I know how it feels. I sprained my ankle a month ago. Man, what's funny is it hurts so bad. It's like right now, like my hip right here and my knee feels swollen, and like if I stand for too long, it's horrible. And normally, if something happens where I agitate my back, I go to the emergency and I get a shot and I'm good to go. That's not working this time. It's just like, oh, I'm in so much pain. It hurts. But I figured it's Friday night. I'm chilling at home. Mini Mini's gaming with his buddies, and I figured I would get this all knocked out. That way, he's ready for school in a couple of weeks. And then I figured, might as well go live. The only way you get better at doing something is you keep on trying. And it doesn't mean, the one thing I've asked with a lot of these creators that I've become, some of them I've become friends with, some of them I'm just, I know them, or they know me or my face, or they know the dynamic duo. Pew, 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 pew. I've realized that, what, they're guys just like me, their dads just like me, trying to build something for their kids. And for me, that's all it is. It's me just trying to build something for my son and my daughter. And when I'm said and gone, and they look at these video dialogues, and they can look back at this moment in time. All right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate you, Ori. Have a mad shout out. If you want, subscribe to the channel. And since you're the only one who's conversating with me, you can message me on Instagram, Unbox Them All Dynamic Duo. I'll be happy to send this to you as a thank you gift, P.O. Box or wherever you have somewhere. But thank you for conversating. I appreciate it. And we follow back. So if you follow us, we follow you. And I was thinking about today as over the last 2 years, because I got into the hobby right when Deep Pocket Monster dropped the original Gengar video, and our story took off from there. Mini Mini went to Collecticon, and Clover gave him a Surging Sparks pack, and lo and behold, he pulled the Beehole Pikachu, sold it back to them, and that started his vending business. But then, to think about the vending business, you know, I had to take a step back, man. When we were going to trade shows and went from the point from, oh, Dad, look what I got, or oh, hey, let's trade for this, to, hey, did we make enough money to cover our expenses? And I didn't want my son to be all about the money. Yes, this is a money-driven hobby right now, and I think that's part of the problem for us is that, the common collector, dad on a budget, I saw grandmas out today trying to get their grandkids packs. I saw the scalpers, the stinky guys. Like, look, guys, I hate to say this, but if you can afford a down payment on a house with just cards, yeah, because well, yeah, tell your mom to follow me or you're an adult. Give us a follow and we will mail out the hat as a thank you. And thank you so much for commenting. We really appreciate it, man. I hope you have a great weekend and I hope that you give us a follow and you learn something. I'm literally a dad on a budget who's trying to meet his son where he's at. I started playing Fortnite a couple of years ago to help spend time with my son. I started collecting Pokemon, and now my son is kind of moving on to sports card, and I'm stuck with this Poke habit because I like to master set. And currently, you know, I always joke with my friends, oh, there's never a master set I haven't liked, or I haven't felt that I haven't found that I don't like. And currently, these are all the master sets that I'm working on, like actively working on. I'm in at some point. I'm in the mix with all of these. And the funny thing is, I just found all my cards from Card Party that I was able to pick up. And like I said, I only spent $44 each day because that was my limit. Because Hank I was only able to save $44 up until Card Party. So my rule is every time I go to Card Party now, I can only spend what I'm able to save in Hank from one Card Party to the next. This is Hank. That's Henry, his big brother right here. And since we moved to this new house, I've been trying to get it situated. I've been living in a relationship where I wasn't allowed to express my collection. And when I finally got my own space that was big enough, and the funny thing is, it's still not even big enough because my collection was a three-car garage and a 10 by 25-foot storage. And when I got to the house, it just felt like too much. I didn't want the whole house to be a living mausoleum of my collection. So what I did was I trimmed it down to just Pokemon stuff, which isn't as heavy, and my Funko collection was slimmed down to just Darth Vader. And I could actually see my floor today, which I'm really proud of myself. It took me about 3 months to get to that point. I have my little eBay section of stuff that we're selling on eBay, and then I'm gonna start doing. I want to say daily, but I don't know how realistic that is. At least once a week, maybe twice a week, I'm going to sit on live, maybe Friday night if we're not out doing something. And I'm going to go through my bulk and organize because I like to help people master set. And master setting is so cool because when you finish a master set, there's nothing like it. Like all these binders up here on the top, they're all master sets and some side quests. And then I have my promo binder, which, what's funny is people trip out because I love promos and not the value of the promo, just the promo itself. And this big binder right here, this yellow one, it's all promos. This gray one is now my new promo binder. And then I have a bunch of new promos that I picked up in a couple of blister packs that we opened up over the last couple weeks, Cosmos. And that's what I'm kind of learning how to do is I'm trying to find what I like to collect and then turn around and chase it. I'm working on the galleries. I have my master sets, and then I want to do the ones that have like two cards equal a bigger picture, and then I have my guy Snorlax, Gengar. I even have a Charizard binder, a Pikachu binder. I don't know how realistic those are as far as master setting because they're such huge collections. But you know what? It never hurts to try. You know what I mean? Why not? why not give it a try? And if Pat, and the funny thing is, a lot of these big YouTubers, they have sponsorships, and I haven't quite got there yet. I haven't. I'm trying to find, as Pat likes to say, find your vibe, and you'll find your tribe. I feel like I'm finding my tribe, but at the same time, I'm in flux. I'm changing. I'm learning different things, and I'm trying to be the best version of myself without sacrificing my integrity or selling out. You know what? Let's see. What's a talent you wish you had? All right, I started this. Let's see. And so I'm just keep on going. Like today was kind of an emotional roller coaster because, like I said, hearing Mini saying he wished he didn't want to really do Pokemon anymore because of the state of the hobby really made me sad. But at the same time, it had me reflecting on why I started this 2 years ago, and in the process, I found my own inner peace. Like there's nothing like sitting around with a box of bulk and being like, you know what? Let me just kind of zone out, have a good cup of coffee, and you start sorting through and you see where everything lands, and it gets you one step closer to hitting that quest of, and what's funny is Danny Phantom, right, who I've met several times now, he's on this quest to finish every master set of every Pokemon. And I saw him at Card Party, San Diego, and he said he's over 50% done. Like, and that's crazy, man. I have one complete master set that's Shrouded Fables. I have all the promos, everything like that, in English. I don't have multiple languages, but I have I have I have it set, and I have Journey Together, and I also have some other stuff too. But I was thinking, you know, I just want to be the voice of the people. You know, everybody has their own lane. You have the people that comment and they're like, oh, like, "Rah." And I give real commentary, real questions, and real answers. Like, dude, like, what the heck is the state of the hobby when you have we have a machine, right, that's been bricked twice, and then the store shut it down and then they turned it on, but now it doesn't give out any packs. And then we had another store get a new machine, and within 2 weeks the store manager shut it down and said, took it offline for a couple of weeks, and just recently did it get back plugged in, and we've able to hit a few times. And do you play the TCG? Like, think about that. When we started collecting. I did play the TCG. I didn't even know what the TCG was about. And then I went to Card Party, and my buddy Steve, Librarian Steve, huge shout out. I I talked about wanting to play in the tournament at Card Party West in Seattle the year before, and then I put my Charizard deck together. I worked really hard at it, and the night before the convention kicked off, my buddy the Fueco kid said, "Hey, yeah, they transitioned out. You can't use that deck anymore." And I was devastated. And then I was like, "Well, I guess that's the universe's way of saying, you don't compete." And he's like, "Well, you could use my Mega Venusaur deck." And I had no idea how to use this deck. I got mollywopped. I only got my Mega Venusaur on the board once in 2 days competition, but I competed, so I was super happy. But in breaking news, I was thinking about the Gengar deck because a couple of people I played it, and I once again Gengar's my guy. But then one of my good friends, who looks out for Mini and I, got me this deck. I think I'm gonna play with it. My buddy gave me the cheats that I need to, well, not the cheats, but the other cards to add to my deck. So I think I may rip that open. And I like Mewtwo, so I'm thinking I may rip that open and start playing with it. It's just right now being injured, it's really hard to get around. Like, I'm kind of barking on one foot right now. Oh, oh, sorry guys, I'm in a lot of pain. But yeah, that's kind of been my cha-cha, man. I've been just wanting to stick around and learn more, build a following, and leave something for my kids. Guess no one wants to know what kind of talent they have. So I just figured I'd hop on tonight, do some pressing the clothes for Mini Mini for school, talk to you guys, see if there's anything you guys want to talk about, and check in, and then I'll probably call it a day because my back is killing me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do me a favor, comment below, let me know exactly what you guys want to talk about tonight. Did you guys get anything in the pitch black drop day? We were able to get a couple of packs, nothing spectacular. Mini Mini actually hit on the 2 packs that he got. Uh, and then I was able to, I already had some Chaos Rising. So we opened some of that. These are some of the hits that we got today. I got that hit. He got that one. He got that one. I got that one on a random, and then he got this one. So I don't know if I'm gonna master set, but I like the cards. So I mean, eventually I want to master set everything. I'm gonna work my way up to, I'm just so close to 2,000 subscribers. Actually, getting to 1,800 right now. I'm at 1,770. It's taken us a year to get the second 700. My goal is by the end of the year, hopefully, well, not hopefully, my goal is by the end of the year to get to 2,000. Just got to keep showing up. Every day I try to post at least one video, a short, and I'm going to stick to the goal of at least one long form video a week. I like my Stepping into Greatness series where I ask creators and people in the hobby that inspire me 3 basic questions. And, I want to be the voice of the people. I want to talk about what's going on in the state of the hobby, how people feel, like what I feel, like, okay, so opossum. I want to be a mix between opossum, Dr. Applesauce, and Danny Phantom and those are all guys who inspire me, but I just want to be Big D. I want to be a dad who's in the hobby, who's living his best second childhood, making memories with his kids and his friends, and building relationships that I will be able to help nurture and pass on to my kids if they choose to follow in my footsteps of being a content creator. And who knows when it's all said and done, when I'm in the big meeting in the sky, they may dismantle the collection I put together, and hopefully I'll amass such a collection that they can sell it all and be financially well off for many, many moons. Why not? I see people, selling their collections and, you know, making millions of dollars. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm just trying to collect what I can afford, not go in debt anymore because I did that. I, I I got caught up in the hype and maxed out a few credit cards, and I had to restart and reboot. Now, I stay within my budget. If I got it, great. If I don't, no big deal. I'm not trying to sell off my heavy hitters. Because eventually, I want to master set everything, and then I want to be able to give the option to Mini Mini and Pokey Princess when it's all said and done. They can do what they want with it. I just want to have the thrill of the hunt, but I'm not going to leave them with a bunch of stuff that they have to sort through. If I know that my end is coming, I will sit down and ask them what they want to do, and we'll either sell it all or, they'll collect it and move forward. Oh, man, my back is killing me, guys. It really sucks to be getting old and having injuries. But I figured Friday night, I got a couple of weeks before he goes to school, but I figured I'd hop on here. We would talk about life, talk about Pokemon, and maybe even rip open a pack. I don't really rip packs anymore unless Mini Mini wants to rip. And today he told me he was going to take a break because, he was upset with the state of the hobby. And he has every right to be, man. This hobby is made for kids. And I'm gonna say it again, like, dude, if you have enough money to buy a house with cards in your suitcase and you can't remember to put deodorant on, bro, come on, man, give the rest of us a bad name. Like, dude, there's a guy who I saw on I think TikTok or YouTube Shorts where he goes to conventions and he gives away deodorant at his booth. It's epic. I hope I see him one day so I can thank him because it has to be done. Like, it's ridiculous. Man, my back is killing me. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Thanks for